Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have Chelsea Clark dialing in 1 moment, and then we'll go ahead and get started with today's panel.
Thank you all so much for joining. My apologies, we're getting going a little bit late. We're having a few technical difficulties with the audio, but I think we have it all resolved now. So we should be good to go. It's easiest, if you can hear me, actually just let me know in the chat, and that'd be great. Okay, perfect. It looks like everyone can hear me. All right, thank you so much. Okay, all right, so we are going to get started. Let me just make sure I have the presentation up. All right, well, thank you all again so much for joining. We're super excited for this year's Give Miami Day campaign. It feels like this year is coming up very quickly for everyone, but excited to start with these trainings and get everyone going in planning your specific campaigns for the event. So my name is Chelsea Clark. I know many of you already know me as your main point of contact here at the Foundation for all things Give Miami Day. I'm Programs Associate here at the Miami Foundation, and for those who may not know, I'm Team Lead here at the Foundation for Give Miami Day nonprofit engagement. So I'm your point of contact here for anything related to Give Miami Day. Thank you all so much for joining. I'm going to start by giving a brief introduction about Give Miami Day, and then I'll discuss a bit more about what's new this year, how to navigate the platform, and more information about the event. So just a quick housekeeping note. We are going to be definitely recording this. I just saw this question come in. So we're going to be recording this, and we'll be posting it on givemiamiday.org. within, I would say, the next day or two. So definitely be on the lookout for that in case you'd like to go back for additional information. As well, another housekeeping note, if you have any questions, please feel free to enter them into the chat, and I'll do my best to get as many questions as I can answered at the end of the presentation. So for the purposes of this webinar, I'd recommend that any questions submitted be about Give Miami Day more broadly, rather than any questions that you may have about your individual organization campaign specifically. For more specific questions, please feel free to reach out to me via email, and I'll do my best to get back to you as quickly as I can. And for those that may not have my email address, I'll have it listed on the slide at the end of the presentation, so you'll be able to write that down. All right. All right, so what is Give Miami Day? So Give Miami Day is a 24-hour online giving day. It's one of the largest annual online giving events in the southeastern United States. This year's event will be taking place beginning at 12 a.m. midnight Eastern Standard Time on November 19th and ends at 12 a.m. midnight Eastern Standard Time on November 20th. On Give Miami Day in 2019, we raised over $14.4 million in 24 hours for 833 local Miami-Dade County nonprofits from donors all across the county, the nation, and the globe. One exciting new update this year is that we'll be opening up the platform for an early giving period from Monday, November 16th to Wednesday, November 18th, just ahead of Give Miami Day that Thursday. This will give donors 4 full days to make donations through the portal rather than only the traditional 24 hours during the event, as we've done in all past years. A couple items to note with this, that eligible gifts made during the 3 days of the early giving period will still qualify to receive the additional bonus pool percentage. However, all prizes and matching opportunities will only be taking place during the day of the event on Give Miami Day, which is that Thursday, November 19th. So what are the eligibility requirements to participate? So in order to participate in Give Miami Day, your organization must either be actively qualified as a tax-exempt 501c3 public charity with programming in Miami-Dade County, or you must have a pre-approved philanthropic fund at the Miami Foundation. If you may have questions about that, if you do have a fund set up at the foundation, a fiscal sponsorship, definitely reach out to us and we can confirm whether or not you might be eligible to participate. Additionally, your organization must also be actively registered with the State of Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. And this is to ensure compliance with state law when soliciting charitable donations within the state of Florida. Some exemptions may apply to certain organizations. If you're unsure if your organization is registered with the state, or if you have any questions about this, I'd recommend reaching out to the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services for more information. All right, so what are the benefits of participating in Give Miami Day as a nonprofit? So in addition to the gifts made to your organization on Give Miami Day, the Miami Foundation also fundraises to provide a bonus percentage gift on top of every donation made to your organization. There are also cash prizes and matching dollar opportunities available throughout the 24 hours of the event. This means that by participating on Give Miami Day, your organization has a chance to bring in even more dollars and have fun while you do it. Secondly, dollars raised by nonprofits on Give Miami Day are considered unrestricted funds that can be used for either specific programs or general operating support, which allows for greater flexibility. And we know, especially in a year like this, how important and necessary unrestricted dollars are for our nonprofits. And lastly, nonprofits that participate in Give Miami Day engage new donors, increase their online visibility, and join a movement of philanthropic giving that the whole community can take part in. Our online platform allows donors to browse through our list of participating nonprofits using various filters on the website in order to find organizations that they may have never heard of but would be interested in supporting. All right, so how to participate. So I know many of you are likely already registered. We're at about nearly 450 registered organizations as of now. So looking good, and it seems like it was relatively smooth for most to be able to log in and get re-registered for this year. So just to kind of give a recap of the registration process overall. So for organizations that participated in Give Miami Day 2019 and therefore already have a profile set up on the givemiamiday.org portal, you'll need to log into your profile, complete all required updates for this year, and submit for review and approval by foundation staff. When submitting, one thing that I would note is to be sure to not just click the Save Changes button at the bottom, but also click the Submit Updates button as well. If you need assistance with logging in, adding additional users to your profile, or with any other technical inquiries related to accessing the portal, please feel free to reach out to our Civicor tech support team at givemiami@civicorsupport.zendesk.com. And I'll have this email listed at the end of the presentation as well, so don't feel rushed to write that down right now. For new organizations that did not participate in Give Miami Day 2019 through our current portal, and therefore do not have a profile set up on the portal, you need to complete a new participant application. To access the link for this application, please visit givemiamiday.org/registration. For both new and returning participants, as soon as you've submitted your application, you'll receive a confirmation email through the portal notifying you that your application is under review by foundation staff. Once your application has been reviewed, if there's any additional information or clarification needed on any of the information that you submitted, we'll reach out to you to follow up. If your organization is approved, you'll receive another email notification letting you know that you're officially registered and ready to go for Give My Me Day 2020. One additional note that I did want to mention today is that for those that have already submitted their registration this year, you may have noticed that we've added a few new diversity, equity, and inclusion category sections into the application. So for these sections, they include race and ethnicity, sexual orientation and gender, and disability status for both executive leader of your organization as well as for the populations you serve. Please make sure that the information in these sections is as accurate as possible, as our team will be using this to highlight and feature our nonprofit participants using this data. So if you've already submitted your application or if you've already submitted updates to your profile, not to worry, you can easily go back in, just log back into your profile, and on the overview page where it says My Public Profile, you'll be able to click on that and edit these sections. And I would really encourage you to go back and ensure that those sections are as accurate as possible, just to make sure that we're accurately highlighting certain organizations that may fall within those categories. All right, so as far as the platform itself, so as some of you may have already seen, so this is what the nonprofit profiles will look like on GiveMyMeDay.org. So once your application is approved, your profile will be automatically published on GiveMyMeDay.org. You can either search for your organization in the search bar at the top of the homepage on the website, or you can see the full list of organizations under the Find a Nonprofit tab. During the time leading up to Give My Me Day, while the website is still in pre-event mode, you'll see that your profile will only have the fundraise button, as you can see in the image to the left here. And so this fundraise button can be used to create champion pages on your profile. During event mode, the donate button will be added to your profile, and this is where donors will go to donate to your organization. You can see this in the event mode image on the bottom right. So on the back end side of your profile, when you're logged in, so when you access My Public Profile, you'll be able to make edits to your public-facing profile, add in donation levels, add in additional multimedia or swap out your multimedia, meaning the photos and videos that you've uploaded to your profile, as well as volunteer opportunities that you may have available to the public. And any of this can be updated anytime from now until the event. In the second tab, or the third tab to the right where it says My Users, this is where you'll go if you want to add additional emails, additional users to your account, and you can also remove users as well through this tab. And then the fourth tab over where it says My Champion Pages, this is where you will go to monitor all, and basically you can edit and remove any champion pages that you may not wish to have on your public-facing profile, but that's essentially where you can go to view any champion pages that may have been created for your organization. And finally, under the My Donations tab on the far right, you'll be able to access your donation report both in real time during the event, as well as you'll also be able to access donation reports from previous years that you participated in Give My Me Day. So, and just to confirm, so this isn't just, if you participated in Give My Me Day 2019, it's not just donations from 2019. We've imported all of our data from our previous platform. So as long as everything matches up with your EINs and your legal information within your profile, you should have all information from any previous years there available for you. All right, so champion pages. So champion pages are a feature that we implemented last year through this new platform, and we found that they were extremely popular last year. I think we had, with 833 organizations participating, I think we had over 700 champion pages created last year for various organizations, which was amazing to see. So just to give a little bit of an overview for those that may be new to Champion Pages, they allow everyone and anyone that would like to help support your organization on Give Miami Day, including board members, ambassadors, key donors, or anyone really, to create a fundraising page as part of your profile. So this will allow them to direct their friends and family to your organization's profile to learn more about your work. We encourage you to have any of your key donors create champion pages for your organization to help build up a little bit more buzz and support for your organization. Champion pages are easy to set up and customize, and step-by-step instructions on how to create one can be found on givemiamiday.org. Your organization has the ability, as I mentioned before, on the back end of your profile, how you have that My Champion Pages tab. So your organization has the ability to monitor and remove any champion pages from your public-facing profile if you choose to do so. So how do donors make a gift? So all gifts must be made online through the portal, either during the 24 hours of Give Miami Day on November 19th or during the early giving period from November 16th to the 18th. The minimum gift is $25 and all gifts are 100% tax deductible. All donors will receive an itemized receipt from the Miami Foundation immediately upon completing and submitting the donation form. So your organization doesn't need to worry about creating and sending any sort of additional receipts to your donors because they'll already have it. Gifts can be made through a bank account, credit card, debit card, or through a donor advised fund at the Miami Foundation. All bank account and credit card transactions will incur a fee of up to 4.5% on the total donation. These fees are a combination of credit card fees and our online platform, Civicourse fee. Gifts made through a donor advised fund at the foundation will not incur any fees. And additionally, as part of another feature through the platform, donors can choose to cover the cost of the fee so that the full gift in its entirety goes to the nonprofit. All right, so the bonus pool. So the Miami Foundation fundraises to add on an additional percentage bonus gift on top of every donation made to your organization between $25 and $10,000. This is what we call the bonus pool. The bonus percentage is calculated by dividing the total bonus pool dollars raised by the total number of eligible gifts. So for example, if the bonus percentage comes out to 6% at the end of the event and a nonprofit raises $5,000 on Give Miami Day, their bonus percentage is $300. The Miami Foundation determines the bonus pool percentage at the conclusion of Give Miami Day, and all gifts made both on the day of the event as well as during the early giving period between $25 and $10,000 are eligible for bonus pool funds. I also want to note that we're making some exciting updates to our sponsorship and bonus pool this year, which we'll be announcing shortly, so please stay tuned for that. We'll be announcing that via email as well as on the website. And we think everyone's going to be excited about this. We're trying to mix it up for this year, and I think it's going to be a very fun and exciting update. All right, so what is the prize pool? So prizes help your organization earn extra dollars throughout the 24 hours of Give Miami Day. Prizes include hourly and milestone opportunities ranging from $500 to $1,500 in extra dollars for the winning nonprofits. Each nonprofit is only eligible to win one prize, except the winner of the early bird registration prize, which is eligible to not only win the early bird prize, but in addition, one additional prize on the day of the event. And the full list of this year's prizes will be available on the website, and we'll announce it via email as well in November, likely early November. And for matching opportunities for this year, similar to the bonus pool, we'll also be making some exciting updates to the way we've done this in past years. Announcements to be made soon on this, so please stay tuned. We'll be announcing that via email as well as on givemiamiday.org. And so just to make sure that everyone has these key dates, so for those that are not yet registered, the deadline to register is October 15th. And also just keep in mind that this deadline does not mean that you necessarily need to be fully approved and fully registered by that date, but it basically just means that you need to have submitted your registration application. So you still have a few weeks for any of those that may have not submitted yet, and please reach out if you have any questions about the registration process. The next deadline, so the deadline for editing, so for making any general edits to your public-facing profile, the deadline for this is November 15th at midnight, which is the day before the early giving period begins. So essentially, as soon as donors are able to start going into the portal and making gifts, that's when we will cut off the ability to edit your profile. So still quite a bit of time for that. So no need to feel like you need to rush to hurry to get everything updated as soon as possible. The one exception, so there's a couple exceptions that I do want to mention to this. There are 3 things that you're going to continue to be able to update throughout the course of the early giving period, as well as during the event, are your fundraising goal, your donor goal, and the matching funds section. So we know these, especially with what we saw last year, many people had, a set fundraising goal and blew past it very quickly, or a donor goal and blew past it very quickly. And so we always want to give you the option to be able to change that throughout the day based on, how your goals may shift. And then again, just a reminder, so our early giving period this year is from November 16th to the 18th. So this isn't, technically the event is still taking place on Give Miami Day, which is November 19th, but the early giving period is essentially additional days ahead of the event where donors can go in and will have the opportunity and access to be able to access your profile and go in and donate directly to you. And then lastly, as we do each year, so nonprofits will receive all funds raised by December 30th at the latest. And so the foundation works, following the event and throughout the beginning of December to make sure that everything is accurate and that we have everything sort of settled within the system. We calculate the bonus pool, all prizes, and then we'll calculate all of that and send that out to you in one lump sum by December 31st. So I also did want to mention, so we have some new trainings coming up this year. So the next webinar that we have coming up is this Friday, October 2nd from 10 to 11 a.m. And this is Communications 101. We've done this a few times in the past and it's always very popular. So we're bringing it back this year. So we'll be joined by the Foundation's Senior Director of Communications and Engagement, Matthew Beatty. So he's going to be sharing all sort of communication tips and best practices from his experience over the last 8 Give Miami days that he's been working with the foundation. And the link to sign up for this can be found on givemiamiday.org. And then as well, all dates for other trainings. Our team is still working on finalizing the dates and speakers for these, but we're going to be hosting various webinars with both marketing and communications professionals as well as fundraising professionals. So we're excited about these new offerings for this year, and we hope that you will join for those as well. All right, so I went through that quickly, but now I want to open it up for questions. So please feel free to either type them into the chat and I'll do my best to answer them. Or of course, you can also email me at cclark@miamifoundation.org. And I also do want to mention that it may be helpful to check out givemiamiday.org for our full list of frequently asked questions, rules, and other helpful resources for nonprofits. All right, so let me see, open up this chat here. All right. Okay, so it looks like the first question that we have, needing help with technical assistance. So definitely reach out to the support email that's listed on this slide. So givemiami@civicorpsupport.zendesk.com. But if you haven't been able to get your issues resolved through that, in order to log in, reach out to me and I will give them a call and we'll definitely facilitate the process to get you logged in. And so, yes, the question about when will the planning guide be available? So our team is working on finalizing this, and we actually should have it available by early next week. So please stay tuned for that. I'll include it in my next email announcement, my next email blast that goes out, as well as list on the website also. Another question about, will the webinar be recorded and shared? Yes, it will. So we'll send out the link to the recording via email, and it'll also be posted. It should be posted. The tab is under the training section on givemiamiday.org. So we'll definitely have it posted there within the next, I would say, 48 hours or so. So you can definitely go back and reference that for anything you feel like you may have missed, or if there's anything that may be unclear. Okay, so a question about, if I can repeat information about the early giving days. So essentially what we're doing this year, it's something that we've seen, a practice that is starting to become a little bit more widespread throughout giving days across the country, especially through our Civicor platform. They make it extremely easy for us to be able to open up the platform a bit early. So essentially donors can go in and find your profile anytime starting at midnight. So it's November 15th, so that's Sunday at midnight, all day Monday, all day Tuesday, and all day Wednesday. The platform will essentially be open and good to go for donors to go into your profile, click the donate button, and give directly to you. So the reasoning behind doing this is that we felt like, while it's exciting to have only, the one-day event, it's still, going to be very exciting with all the prizes during the event. We also wanted to make sure that we gave additional time for nonprofits that may be entering gifts themselves via pledge cards, or, just for donors that may be concerned that they may not be able to give directly within those 24 hours. So it just adds a little bit more flexibility for everyone. All right, so next question. Yes, so can we direct donors via email and social media directly to our page through Give Miami Day, as the Give button will be live on November 16th? Yes, so that's correct. So the donate button will be at the top of your profile, and it'll be live. So you can start sharing that on November 16th, which is that Monday before Give Miami Day. So you can start sharing it anytime from Monday through Thursday, and the donors, anyone that may wish to donate to you, has the ability to go in through the portal and donate directly to you. Next question is, will donors be given the option of remaining anonymous this year? Yes, they definitely will. And so basically, if they go through and check that they want to remain anonymous, the system, so essentially the payment system, will still collect, their billing address and all of this information, but on your donation report, so the donation report that the nonprofit will see and be able to access, you won't have any contact information on there. So a question about the registration application. Can you clarify COVID-19 organizational critical needs information? Yes, so this was sort of an additional feature that our platform was able to offer us for this year. So essentially, we definitely recognize that this is a very unique year, and because of that, a lot of our nonprofit organizations have very unique needs, or maybe have increased needs in certain areas. So it's really up to you, whatever you feel like would be most relevant for your organization to put on that, whether it's, we had to cancel certain fundraising events, and so we're losing revenue that we generally use for general operating support. So you can either use it as, these are the critical needs that my organization needs, or it may have more to do with, say, your programming. So for example, if you're on the front line and you're working in food access, let's just say, due to the increased need, the heightened needs surrounding food access for this year, you can also mention that to your donors within that section on your profile, to basically say, like, our programming and our costs, because of everything that's happened with the pandemic this year, have increased so much that, your donations might go to support this type of thing and this type of work. So it's just a little bit adds a little bit of clarification beyond just what you have and be more about us and the mission statement within your profile. So more information about the champion page and what are good tips for what it should look like. So it's basically when anyone that's interested in creating a champion page, when you log in, you'll create a donor account through the platform. So basically you'll see that there's a template that comes up in that form. And so it'll essentially ask you for, a narrative portion, anything about why you may be, this person in particular, why this champion may be specifically interested in supporting your organization, your work, or your cause. So there's the narrative portions. There's also, you can set a little fundraising goal. So whatever that is, so it's basically, if your supporter is hoping to raise $100 from various contacts that they may have, they can add that, and it adds just a little bit more of a fun sort of perspective on Give Miami Day, because it helps everyone else see how close you are to your goal. So you'll see as soon as you open up the template, everything's sort of like preset there for you. So you'll just add in information about, why you're supporting the organization and sort of, adding your personal appeal. So hopefully that will help convince other people, your friends and family, to also support this cause as well. Are there any special codes to qualify for additional bonus funds? So no. So as part of our general bonus pool, it's split evenly among all participating organizations. So what I will say is that we're shifting a little bit how we do the bonus pool this year. So we'll still have the general pool, but we're making a couple other updates to this. So more information to come on that. But essentially, there's no way to qualify for additional bonus funds beyond just the standard that's split among all of the organizations. Next question is there going to be a match minute this year? So definitely we are revamping our sponsorship and sort of those matching opportunities for this year. We are likely not going to be doing specifically a match minute. We found through our tech partner that it was a little bit intense for the platform itself, just because during those minutes, there was so much volume. I think last year we ended up, for the match minute that we had, I think we ran out of funds. It was a total of $15,000 that we ran out of within the first 10 seconds of the minute. So just because there is generally during that match minute such a high volume of traffic, it presents somewhat of a potential for technical issues. So we're working on actually expanding that to something that may look more like a power hour, but our team is definitely working on confirming that, and we should have that information available within the next few weeks. Next question is, you cannot add videos throughout the day. Yes, so this is correct. So basically at midnight on November 15th, which is that Sunday before early giving begins, so you won't be able to add additional videos or multimedia or change the narrative portions on your profile. But the three things that you will be able to continue to edit throughout the day are the fundraising goal, the donor count goal, as well as any matching funds that you may have received. Are there separate instructions for donors to create champion pages? So yes, definitely. We do have a one-pager, and it's helpful that's actually mentioning separate videos to use as an example. We may actually end up doing something like that if it would be helpful to be able to pass something like that on to donors, definitely. It's relatively straightforward. So essentially the donor will just go into your profile, they'll click the fundraise button at the top, they'll complete their donor profile, and then they'll basically add in their personal appeal, maybe a photo to the champion page and any other information about why they might be supporting you. And then from there, they'll just click publish and it will be automatically published on your profile. So then from there, they'll be able to share the direct URL link that will lead anyone that they may be sharing it with directly to their champion page that they created, but this lives on your profile. So essentially they'll be bringing people directly to your profile page via their champion page. So talking a little bit more about the matching funds that the nonprofit may have available. Is that donation made before or after through the system? So essentially this is made, so we trust that any matching funds that you're listing on your profile are accurate, and it's essentially something, these are funds and dollars that are not going to be coming directly through the portal. So they're basically, you know, if you have a board member or a key supporter, a donor that says, I want to provide, you know, $1,000 in matching funds for your organization, the purpose of having that listed on your profile is to essentially say, like, to any other donors that may be coming and may be interested in potentially donating to you, to basically say, you know, I see that they have matching funds available, so that is going to, if I donate to this organization, you know, however, if it's $25, I know that within that first $1,000 cap, my donation is going to be doubled and matched. So essentially the idea behind that is for the organization to secure the matching funds independently of Give Miami Day of the portal. So any matching fund donors that you may have do not need to donate directly through the platform. Basically, they can send you a check ahead of time, and then you can just list that on your profile. And then as soon as you hit that $1,000 match, you can then cash the check. So next question is, do we have organizational fundraising goals on our profile, and what do you recommend for goal setting? So definitely you'll be able to set your fundraising goals as well as your donor count goals on the platform. And so these, you can choose to select one or the other to publicly display on your profile during the event. So depending on what your goals are, either, you know, if you're aiming for a specific dollar amount, say you're aiming to collect $10,000, you can definitely display that, and it'll count down in real time throughout the event as you get closer to your goal. And in addition, you can also choose to select, instead of, you know, showing publicly the fundraising goal, you can also choose to select the donor count goal. So basically, if you're aiming more to, you know, towards creating a larger donor base and sort of expanding your reach, you may have a goal of reaching 200 donors for Give Miami Day. And if that's really, you know, your main central goal that your campaign is focused on, you can have that displayed publicly on your profile. And so you'll also be able to see that countdown as more donors continue to give to your organization. And what do I recommend for goal setting? So it's very personal depending on each organization's goals. So we see, you know, smaller organizations that, you know, may be looking to raise $500 and maybe have, you know, 50 donors. And we also see much larger organizations that have quite a few, you know, a much broader reach and a larger donor goal and larger fundraising goals. So it's really varied depending on the size of your organization and what you're looking to accomplish through Give Miami Day. Let's see other questions. So any amount received will be eligible for the bonus. So as far as the bonus pool, all eligible gifts must be between the minimum gift amount, which is $25, and $10,000. So donors can definitely give above the $10,000, but just to know, and it's important to note for them that only the first $10,000 of their gift will be eligible to count for your additional bonus percentage. The next question is, will the webinar for communications that's happening on Friday be recorded as well? Yes, it will. So definitely I'd encourage you to, if you're available for Friday morning, to join us live. It's helpful, you know, as we're doing right now, to be able to ask any questions that you may have, to get any feedback. But definitely if you're not available or you can't join us, then definitely the recording will be available. We'll send it out via email, and it'll be available on givemiamiday.org as well. The next question is, we aren't yet registered. How do I make sure I receive email communications? Good question. So please feel free to reach out to me via email. So it's cclark@miamifoundation.org, and I can definitely get you added to our email communication list for Give Miami Day. All right, so the next question, did you say one prize per organization and the types of prizes times will be listed? Yes. So essentially, so we restrict it to one prize per organization just because we do have a relatively limited prize pool. So traditionally in past years, we fundraise for about $25,000 for those prizes ranging between $500 to $1,500, and we give them away sporadically throughout the day. So definitely we want to make these opportunities as available as possible for as many organizations as possible. So we limit it to one prize per organization to be won. And so that's in addition to the early bird registration prize, which is available for all organizations that were registered on or before September 14th. They're also eligible to win the additional $1,000 as a part of the early bird prize registration. And then will they be listed in November on the website? Yes. Yep. So as soon as we have the prize list finalized, we'll definitely have everything listed on the website, and we'll send that out via email as well. Okay, so as far as the bonus pool, the total raised or is it the total raised or 6% per donation between 25 to 10,000? Yes. So essentially 6% was just an example that I used. It could be more, it could be less this year, depending on the total number of gifts brought in between $25 and $10,000. So basically that, let's just say it is 6% this year. So the 6% will only be added to donations between $25 and $10,000. So the next question is, can you delete the champion page option so it does not show? So unfortunately, no, this won't be an option. And we list it publicly there just so it's, sort of available for anyone within the community, not just your close contacts necessarily, but anyone in the community can go onto your public profile and choose to create a champion page. You'll see where it says it has the options to create a champion page both down when you scroll down on your profile, as well as the top fundraise button. And so those buttons will go away during the day of the event, but all, the time leading up to the event in pre-event mode, they have to remain on your profile. Can media such as a short video be included in a champion page? Yes, definitely. So you'll see that there's a little multimedia section where the champion page creator can essentially go in and add multimedia, videos, photos, anything that they choose to have highlight on their champion page. Will Give Miami Day be providing social media resources, and where can I find these? Yes, so definitely we have everything listed as far as, I think we're still working on updating our Creole graphics, but we do have all of our English graphics and our Spanish version graphics up on the website, as well as our logos that are available to nonprofits. They're under the nonprofit toolkit. And in addition to that, the most effective thing that we found is sort of the more hands-on webinar trainings where people can come in and ask questions. So that's the main thing that we're going to be offering as far as social media resources and sort of that general marketing and communication training resources. So more to come. Definitely the first one is the Communications 101 webinar with Matthew Beatty this coming Friday morning. So definitely tune into that. And we're also going to have a couple other that are related to social media, different ad buys, as well as just storytelling and communications more broadly. what amount is the fee that the donors have a chance to pay? So it varies each year depending on the total amount that we raise. So basically, if we raise above a certain threshold, the credit card fees are then going to be a little bit lower. So we say it'll be up to 4.5% because we do not anticipate that it'll be any more than that, but it's possible that it may shift slightly to be slightly lower than that. And so the one other thing that I would mention is that the fees are a combination of credit card fees and ACH fees, as well as fees that our Civicor, our GiveMiamiDay.org platform technology provider, also takes in order to be able to host the event. So it's a combination of those, but it does vary slightly depending on the total amount that we raise and the number of gifts that we bring in. Thank you for mentioning the Champion one-pager. Where can I find this document? So definitely, and I'll make note to send this out in my next email blast that I send out to everyone. But the one-pager should be found under the nonprofit, so under the For Nonprofits tab on the website. If you go to the nonprofit frequently asked questions page, it should be linked there under the Champion page section. Can you explain more about payments made through the donor advised fund? Yes, so we have donor advised funds set up at the Miami Foundation as a way, and we offer this as a way for our fund holders to be able to participate through their fund on Give Miami Day. It's essentially, they'll be able to go in, if they do have a fund set up with us, they'll be able to go in and go through the normal checkout process like any other donor would if you're giving via credit card or via ACH. And essentially you can go in and just put in your fund account name and it'll check out normally. So if you think you may have donors that have donor advised funds set up with us, please feel free to reach out, and we're definitely happy to give a little bit more additional context and information about that. But definitely all donor advised fund payments that come through will not be feed. So early giving period donations are not eligible for bonus pool match, correct? So all donations that are coming in during the early giving period will also be counted towards the bonus pool. So that it'll be available for you. So basically any donations that come in throughout the 4 days, either the 3 days during the early giving period or during the day of Give Miami Day, all of those will be eligible for the bonus pool added percentage. As far as the prize pool and any potential matching opportunities, those will only be available during the day of the event, during the 24 hours of Give Miami Day on November 19th. Looks like we just have a couple more questions. So is the early bird registration prize for those who registered early, or are those going to be making early giving appeals in the days leading up to Give Miami Day? So as far as the early bird prize, it's solely we have a list of all organizations that submitted their registration either on or before, it was 5:30 p.m. on September 14th. So essentially we have this list of organizations and we'll be drawing from that list one winner to win the early bird registration prize. Let's see. I think we have quite a few more questions, but we're almost at time. So I'm going to try to get as many of these answered as I can. But for any that I may not be able to answer, definitely feel free to reach out to me individually, and I'll do my best to get back to you quickly. So the next question is, can we list donation amount and number of donors as our goal for Give Miami Day, or it has to be just one? So I think what is meant by this, so can we list both our fundraising goal and our donor count goal on our profile, or does it have to be just one? So unfortunately, the way that the platform is set up, it has to be just one that can be displayed publicly on your profile. So you'll have to choose between either your fundraising dollar goal or the total number of donors. So another question here is, do matching funds count as total earned even if they come in via check ahead of time, the total raised? So yes, they do. So essentially those will be included in your total count as long as what you have listed was, so if you have $1,000 listed as your matching funds count, essentially as long as you raise at least $1,000 from other donations coming in, that will count towards your total. Let's see. So I think I actually made it to the end. I scrolled through somewhat quickly through these questions, but if there's anything else that anyone is interested in knowing, I can definitely answer those questions now, or feel free to reach out to me directly as well. And I don't see anything else coming in, so I think we are going to wrap it up. But I just want to say thank you so much to everyone for joining today. I really appreciate everyone and all of the excitement that's coming in, and everyone's very diligently getting their registrations in, and I really appreciate it. We're very excited to be hosting another Give Miami Day this year, and excited to partner with you all to make it a great event. So definitely reach out if you have any additional questions, and looking forward to working with you all.